Perfect. Anytime you roll by a field like that and all of a sudden you look and you go, wow, it becomes like having an ace up your sleeve that you never knew was even there. And it's beautiful. You know, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, hit the brakes, put the glasses up. It's on a piece of property that you have a good relationship with the landowner. It's a matter of a phone call, sometimes a text. Hey, they're on your barley, can we go in? You get the go ahead. It's like, wow, life is good.
Tough one this morning.
All we have to do is figure out how to shoot these things now. And that's what we do. So that's generally the easy part.
Birds never showed up like they should have. Still did all right. I mean, I think we shot 34 birds out of the 40, so wasn't too bad.
Mel's biggest strength, apart from the fact that he's a great hunter, his spotting is amazing. I mean, and his communication skills are good. And probably the biggest strength is his sense of urgency. I mean, if we're in a pinch, he will go out and he will get it done. He will come back with a place to hunt. And he gets it. And he'll never come back and go, yeah, I got nothing. It doesn't happen with Mel.
Oh, yeah. You did that last year, too.
Of course. We put the Two Scoops, Mel's Two Scoops logo on the door for Mel.
And not even a big star.
No star, but you know the Two Scoops because Mel's a scooper. Scooped another one
but
today.
I spotted it, too. Because Ryan was in the other part of the area.
This roost is supplying the ducks to one of our hunts and the ducks and geese to another one of our hunts. So very, very significant. And look to your right. Oops. They'll probably fly away. I just need to see. I knew there were some ducks using this puddle this morning, and this one actually will be another one of our hunts, but there they are. There's all the birds right there. Day roosting. Canadas, snows, specks, and a bunch of ducks too. This is where I get really nervous right here. This is a target hunt for tomorrow, and I'm about 300 yards away from seeing if there's any ducks in there, and there should be a few in there right now. Just got a text from Mel. He's at 21 geese now. He only needs 26. Oh, we're gonna give Mel a hard time, and there was no way he was gonna let that hunt go. He was like a dog with a bone. Huh. Things are changing over here. There's ducks switch ponds on me here. Yesterday the show was right here, and this morning the show was right there, and we know that because we spotted it. And then now, though, from what I can tell, I've seen two flights dump into this puddle right here. So we'd have struggled if we were on this one this afternoon for sure. And I'm just gonna check. Yeah, Mel, he's probably done. He only needed 26 geese.
Yeah, exactly.
One more flight, that's all he needed. Kids?
40, and they shot 13.
No, they shot 14 this morning.
So 14 minus 40.
26.
26, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, no, that's good.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. Give me 1 sec, Jay.
Okay.
So I just ran over that hill there just to see if there's any ducks on that pond. So there's nothing in there at all. So chances are it's nothing's gonna go on there. It's not gonna be the show. So you think you're good to go?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna. I can't see them going anywhere. But
Okay, I'll head over to Gus's now.
yeah,
And if we have to pull the pin, we pull the pin, you know?
right.
Okay, right on.
Cool.
All right, we'll chat later. Let me know if there's any new developments. So I just got a text from one of the landowner kids. Well, he's not a kid, he's in his 20s. He just told me that there's some geese and a few ducks going into their land just north of the lodge. So it's nice to get those updates. It's like having more eyes on the road, you know, and you can never have enough of those. And it's great when you're a part of the community, and you know, the community is willing to help you out in any way they can, which is kind of nice. It's taken a long time to actually become part of the community though, but it's good. We might be pulling a change. This would be a good afternoon option, but depending on where they go to roost, this looks pretty good. Bunch of ducks, bunch of specks. See, if there was no ducks, I wouldn't do this. But there's enough ducks there now. Definitely a few more ducks on here than there was, so it minimizes the risk, right? Like we can go in here and shoot, you know, even if we shoot 12 or 15 geese and a limit of ducks, if I think there's enough ducks, it becomes a very decent option for the morning, for sure. If there were no ducks, hunting that volume of speckle bellies, you know, you may kill 5, you may kill 15, but you add 40 ducks into the mix and it becomes a really good hunt. Jason Modine.
Hey.
Okay, this one of Gus is here. We should hunt this one in the morning.
Okay.
Instead of that puddle hunt, is there's lots of ducks, lots of geese, and they're just gonna do a bunch of damage, you know, and then we'd have to kick them out in the afternoon. So this, I think this would be an option. We'll get in on this one, I think, in the morning, and you do yours, and then we'll let the cards fall where they may tomorrow afternoon, you know.
Sounds good.
Right on.
Jeff said Dustin's doing pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't been getting his text? Yeah, he's doing really well. He had 19 last I heard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, the conditions are perfect. No sun, so dull.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. These guys should be doing good. So Mel must be done. Mel.
He phoned me. He was going to get the truck.
Ah, right on. Good for him. Scoop Dog did it again. Right on. All right, man.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. We are gonna build a fence around this one. The witching hour is upon us. This is where stuff can go wrong in a hurry. So now what I'm gonna do is, and Jason's doing the same thing, we're getting in that last 35 minutes of light now, maybe 40 minutes, and you just need to put these birds to bed, or if they get disturbed in any way right now and get scattered, I mean, it could be anything from a bull moose walking through there, an eagle, a coyote, whatever, and if they get exploded, it's over. I mean, well, we wouldn't be able to hunt it because there's a good chance they will not come back. So I'm gonna watch it. I put a pin on my iPad, and then I'll go in and actually stab a marker in the ground, and because there's swaths on the ground, I will actually have to figure out a way in. I'll have to part some swaths so I can get the trailers in, and I spoke to Gus about it. He's cool with that. It's all good. In fact, he told me just to drive over them and not to worry about it, but I don't like to do that. That's their crop on the ground there, so I really like this now. So this is good. Those geese, they're flying just about 3 full miles, and they had been roosting straight south here about a mile, which is a little bit close. But the landowner that owns this stuff is in it quite heavily, so he basically upped those birds off of that roost, you know, because he was in there for 3 days, which made this a real clean hunt, you know, and they day roost right here, so they're very, very comfortable, and they fed not quite exactly where they did this morning, but, you know, within 300 or 400 yards anyway, so pretty good, and there's enough ducks in there to get it done. And I'm going to go in there now and figure it out. I can get quite close just driving the outside round, and then there's a couple rows I may have to part some swaths, and then I can get right in there and have a good look at it. So time to do that. Right now, let's make sure they're all gone, and I can still hear the ducks in there though. So this one is complicated. There's a little bit more water in there than I thought there was. There's a nice puddle about 100 yards from where we're hunting. So I'm going to reserve the option to flag it in the morning. What I might do is just put a guy in there for the first 10 or 15 minutes, shoot a few ducks just to keep it from stacking up. And then there's still 2 puddles I have to flag. So, and then hopefully they'll just start feeding where they fed last, which is right on the spot where I'll go drop the pin right now. But it's tight because there's slough bottoms all around. It's not wide open, so depending on the wind, I mean, it'll go well. Lots of birds, but it's not as clean as I originally anticipated. There's a wetland in there that held a lot of ducks, which would be ideal if it was just a duck hunt, but we'll get them. I came in here and there's a wetland there, there's another one there, there's a little slough bottom there, but this is where I'd marked most of the feeding activity, and you can see there's a fair bit of damage on the swath. So we're gonna get in here and pound it in the morning. It's a big field, 640 acres with 4 or 5 wetlands in there. So the ducks are gonna try to puddle, and if they stack up, it could get ugly. I'm gonna flag the 2 far ponds, and I'll leave these 2 close ones. So if I have to, what I'll do for the first 10 or 15 minutes, I'll just put a hunter in there or 2, and if any ducks try to get in, I'll just get them to shoot them. And then as it gets brighter and brighter, the ducks will not, they'll see the decoys, they'll see the robo-ducks, and they'll come to hit the feed as opposed to puddling. So this should work out. This is my spot. The pin is in. Oh yeah. I mean, it's always stress. It's hunting. You never know how it's going to go. And, these guys rely on our expertise. And although, like, I've been doing this for 21 years, very confident, there's always that unsettled feeling in your stomach until 10:30 tomorrow when we start hanging them on the deck, and it's, I don't know, see how well I sleep tonight, I guess. Now that's what I'm talking about. Good job, boys. That's 2 afternoon goose hunts that went very, very well, obviously. Wow. That makes me very happy as an outfitter.
26 and 5.
Nice. That's a big night. Wow. Good work, guys. Let's go eat.
Can we go to bed? No, we can't go to bed because we still got to look.
We have a meeting in trailers.
I know.
Absolutely. Okay, this will be good. Okay. So we'll just get this stuff out of the way first. I got it. I got this one. Yeah. I'm going to start placing these right now. Just check the wind again because we want to be perpendicular to the wind. So we're going to go like that. You guys are all right-handed?
No,
we got one lefty.
I'm a lefty.
Who's lefty?
Tim's left.
You are perfect. So you'll be on that side, right?
Okay.
Is that right?
Or this side. This side.
Oh, right, you're left.
Yeah.
Shoot backwards. So we'll put you on this side. Right-handed shooters to the right just to keep it safe. Because if you're a right-handed shooter and you're shooting straight downwind, you can't swing. So we turn you a little bit so your wind catches you in the shoulder so you can have perfect swing.
Good,
yeah, otherwise if it's straight at your back, you can't swing to your right. So we'll put you the opposite end. So you're on the far end, okay? Perfect. Conditions this morning are very clear, not the greatest for goose hunting, obviously. They'll come off the roost and they'll climb up high rather than stay low and buck any wind. And there's very little wind, but there is just a slight breeze. So just having that breeze, and I checked the wind finder app, it is showing west, southwest. So at least I'm anticipating the wind to stay the same. Now, we will be looking into the sun a little bit. However, the birds will be looking straight on decoys that are well lit. Now, a well-lit decoy or a front-lit decoy for the birds is actually ideal, right? Situation is if the sun is on the back side of the decoys, you get a lot of glare and bounce. So I'll actually be able to put out the Bigfoot decoys, and I'm not going to worry about any glare off of them. So conditions I think are pretty good given the fact that it's so clear. These are my target birds. So I've placed 3 birds 12 yards or 14 yards off the front of the middle blind. So that gives me a visual indication where I know when those birds are, if they're starting to finish right here, they're about 15 yards. They're just a visual indicator for me more than anything else. And it's just a great little tip for hunters that have a little bit of trouble judging distance. We've done this so much, we're pretty good at it, but you've got little Canadas, you've got big Canadas, you've got speckle bellies, you've got ducks. Sometimes the depth perception is tough to determine the distance. So I like I said, I put 3 of them, 12 or 15 yards. That's where I'll put one of the robo ducks. And then it's just a matter of going, okay, they're over those, boom, rip them, boys. Go, 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 go. get along very well with, most of the landowners. I mean, a lot of times as an outfitter, you get this, ooh, you're an outfitter. But for the most part, and that's just the outfitting sentiment sometimes in Alberta, but for the most part, the people that know us and, the people within our inner circle and even our outer circle, the guys that we don't contact very often, they get it. They know we do this for a living, and they're quite sympathetic, and they're always willing to help, which is good. We're just a bunch of good, hardworking guys who are doing what we love for a living, and I mean it can be stressful sometimes, but I mean it can be a lot of fun at other times, and life should be fun. This one's got water on both sides of where the birds are feeding, so the ducks will likely tend to puddle in the morning. So the only way to keep them out of there is put a flag out in the water so the ducks don't do it, and they come right to the feed. Now, the other way to do it is to do a double spank or a double hunt, where we hunt the puddle for the ducks and then the field rig after the first 15 or 20 minutes. Now, the issue with that with speckle bellies is speckle bellies come in at first light, so you don't have that 20-minute buffer zone that Canada geese will give you, where they'll sit on the roofs for that 20 minutes or half an hour after legal light. They usually won't come out till the sun comes up, whereas it gives you time to get in the puddle, shoot your ducks, and then run over the goose spread. In this situation, with all the speckle bellies, they'll get in there just as early, if not earlier sometimes, than the ducks. So it's basically a situation where we'll flag the pond and hunt the field for both the ducks and the specks, or you just pretend the specks don't exist and treat it as a pothole shoot and just hunt the puddle. With this many birds around, it's best just to set up a field spread and target the spot where they fed last. When I'm spotting, I mean I care as much about what they're doing on their hunts as I do in my spotting. I mean, it's so important. I mean, as the outfitter, the clients look to me ultimately for the success or failure of their hunt, and I mean I look to the guides and myself. We got to put it all together, and we have to work as a team to put it together. So that the information I get back is critical, especially in the mornings. Like in the mornings, we need to know what they shot in order to make the adjustments, because there's so many different types of limits on the birds, whether it's speckle bellies and Canada geese and then mallards, and there's only so many pintails you can kill. And so if we kill a certain amount of birds in the morning, we need to make those adjustments in the afternoon to try round out a limit if we can. In the evening, it's more just, we just hope it goes well. No one likes riding back in the truck with a bunch of clients that shot 4 birds. It's no fun. So we all feel that pain for whatever guide that's in the field on that day. So it's I mean, all of our hearts are with those guys out there, no matter what. I mean, and that's why us getting that information is so important, and it's critical. Clients, they're all different. Not one of them are the same, and it's cool. Like some are, higher maintenance than others. Some are lower maintenance. Some are just fun to be around. Some aren't so much fun to be around. What's really interesting is that, when you're an outfitter, you're actually, or guides like me and the boys, we do this for a living, and we're professional guides. This is what we do. But because you are doing what is somebody else's hobby that they've been doing for 20, 30 years, they feel at times that they have just as much expertise. And it's impossible. This is one situation where the customer is rarely right. And it's, and the outfitter and the guides are usually the ones that are right. So it's kind of an interesting mix, Just another day at the office. There's some more.
A few more.
Another 32 ducks and 13 geese. It's a good day.
It's a great day.
Oh, I gotta get this off. Went a little different than planned on the geese. They just really didn't like us this morning. It was calm and bright. That's just the way it goes. But with the ducks were there to back us up, and it worked out well. At least what wind we did have was consistent and went all right. We did get a real interesting duck. Look at this duck.
Shoveler pattern here.
Yeah, that looks like a shoveler. And then that almost looks like redhead. You know, they got that.
Maybe it is an immature red.
No, that's not a diver.
It's got a ruddy tail.
It's got a ruddy tail.
And what is that?
They sure, I don't know. It kind of looks like a
It's a pintail.
blue goose markings. Look at the. It's a pintail, isn't it? Like it's
That's what I thought it was.
one of our biggest evening and mornings. For sure, this is huge. This doesn't happen every day. The specs would have nothing to do with this. Like nothing. Hard flares.
I'm telling you, trying to shoot ducks and geese at the same time.
It's tough, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's horrible.
Yeah.
We're shooting 3.5s at the ducks, and then when the geese came, we'd had number 3 shot.
Well, see, yeah, but I don't know why you even worry about it. He said the guide wasn't good at calling the shots.
I missed a couple. 2 volleys they took, they knocked 5 and 4, and they were up there. And those were borderline. If I wanted to call them, that's 9 less geese, you know?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and you guys shot well.
Absolutely.
That's the 3.5s though, the BBs.
Yeah,
they
no,
make
you
a
need those.
huge
You need
difference,
those.
yeah.
Well, you got your spec, right?
Yeah, it's back.
Geez, I remember when we started, we never had pictures like this. With age comes wisdom. And arthritic pain.
Brother, Canadian brother.
This is a camera, right? What's going on here? There we go. Hello?
It's a fax machine.
I don't even have a landline here anymore, let alone a fax machine.